Hello and welcome. My name is Angela Davis and I'm the 4am Quilter. And today we're going to do a purple brick wall quilt. This is part of another quilt that I'm doing in my summer series for stash busting. So join me as I show you the steps and how to put together this lovely little lap quilt. And stay tuned to the end because I'm going to give you a sneak peek of our next quilt. For this quilt, the print you're going to need, just to be safe and have a little bit extra, you're going to need 1 3/4 yards. For the dark purple, you'll need 3/4 yards, and for the light pink, you'll need 1/2 yard. And the print purple is cut in 8.5-inch strips, and you're going to need 5 strips cut at 8.5 inches. The dark purple, you're going to need 2.5 strips of the dark purple, and you're going to need 2.5 strips of the light pink. And continue watching further as I show you how to lay out those strips to prepare them for cutting.
I started out by cutting the purple at 3.5 inches. My print strip was cut at 8.5 inches. I laid both strips together, and I'm going to sew the two together at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Once this long strip is sewed together, I press the seam toward the dark purple, and then I'm going to fold it in half before I make my cut. This saves me time because I'll be able to cut 2 strips at once. And I'm making these cuts at 3.5 inches. You'll cut 2 width of fabric strips with the dark purple, 2 width of fabric strips for the light pink. The last full strip of the print, you're going to cut that in half and do half light pink and half dark purple. Once you finish the purple strips, then you want to start the light pink. If you're using a 6 by 12 inch ruler, you want to cut your purple print at 8.5 inches. So you're going to line up your cut edge with one straight line and line up your bottom with the horizontal straight line, count across 8.5, and then make your cut. Lay your print against your pink, lay them right sides together, and sew the long seam. Subcut into 3.5 inch strips. I began laying my strips on the wall into rows to form my brick pattern.
once you have all of your short strips cut, you're going to lay them in rows vertically.
So I'm going to put up some tape so that you can see what I mean.
So this gives you an idea. So here's one strip with the dark purple on the right, and then underneath is with the pink facing left. And then you continue on alternating all the way down, and we're doing 14 down. Then when you start your next row, you're going to take a pink strip and face that on the right. Then you're going to take your purple and place that on the left side, and then you will continue alternating those all the way down to create this brick pattern down the side. And then you go on to the third row. The third row is set up just like the first row. You're putting your purple square on the right, then the light pink on the left, and so on. And then your last row is the same as your pink. Once I got all my rectangles in place, I sewed row 1 together, and then row 2 together, row 3 together, and row 4 together. And then I sewed my rows together. The border, I decided to go with this simple border in the dark purple because I knew this was going to be another lap size quilt, a throw size quilt. This quilt measures 45 by 50. I haven't sandwiched it yet, and because it's not quilted yet, I'm assuming there's going to be about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch deducted from that measurement once I get it trimmed and the binding on. And to be very honest with you, I was going to try doing the print on the outside all along the 4 borders, but for some reason the print was better on the inside with the dark purple as the frame. Once I tried to do it as an extra border, it made it too busy. And I felt as though that the dark really contained everything. So I was really pleased when it was finished, because I really wasn't sure once I got my strips put together which border I was going to put on. I tested the light pink and I wasn't real happy with it. And then when I put the dark purple on, then I was happy with it. So it's going to be a nice size little lap quilt. I drew my inspiration from the main print. So I decided to go very dark to complement the 3 shades of purple in here. And then I decided to go very light on the pink. It's a nice size throw quilt as a lap quilt, a picnic quilt, or just something to throw on the back of a chair. I still have about 2.5 yards of this purple print, which is more than enough to do another quilt. And I'm thinking next time of maybe doing, instead of doing the opposite colors, like this one I chose a very dark purple and a very light pink. I think the next quilt I'm going to do, I'm going to choose the medium purple and that sort of a medium pink. I have to go through my stash just to see what the difference is and how the different shades in the medium tones affects the layout of this particular pattern. And the reason why another reason why I'm calling it a brick quilt is not just because of how these corners sort of give you that brick wall feeling, but I also feel as though that the print in the direction that it's going sort of gave me that print, sort of gave me the brick vibes, because there is a little bit of crackling in this, and I am going to do a close-up shot for you so that you can see that. Are you ready to see a sneak peek of the next quilt? Hold on. There's some of it, just a little peek. So there you have it, another quilt for my summer stash busting series. I hope you enjoyed yourself today. I appreciate you so much. Here's a little hug from Angela, and remember, why sleep when you can sew? And you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up and a like. I appreciate you. Have a great week. Bye now.